Hello, Don here, and I want to show you our new Net Promoter Score report. This is a new report designed to help you better understand your Net Promoter Score rating and your customer sentiment and comments. So you can pull this for any location that you're managing, and here you're going to notice on the left is the location, and right below that is the Net Promoter Score scale. So you can see where you're at. Just to the right of that is the breakdown. So your promoters minus your detractors equals your Net Promoter Score. And how many promoters you have, in this case 46 promoters, 21 passive, 7 detractors for a total of 74 responses. It also has the survey questions ratings on the right hand side. And if I go down below that, I can see my Net Promoter Score categories. And this is what I think is really neat. This is a bar that shows you in the green are the promoters, and in the yellow are passive, and red are detractors. And then below that, you can see a list of your promoters and of your passive and of your detractors. You can see exactly what those customers are and what they're saying. And you can click through and see who are my promoters. It'll take you into your customer dashboard and show you just the promoters. Same thing with passives or detractors. It's just a really nice way of seeing who your customers, which customers are referring you to other people, which are kind of on the fence. They're not happy. I mean, they're not unhappy, but they're not totally thrilled. And then the detractors, which may be leaving you or saying bad things on online review sites. And so you want to be able to understand who these people are and reach out to them and take care of them. Once I scroll below that, I have my Net Promoter Score month-over-month chart that I can track and see how my overall Net Promoter Score looks in this nice sort of line chart. Now, up toward the top, there's another tab here. So I'm on the NPS tab, but what's cool is I also have this thing called the Comparison tab. If I click this, it allows me to compare this location with other locations in my system. So I might say, well, let me compare against this location. And now I have this chart which compares both of my locations. If I scroll down a little bit, I see the cards for each location, which allows me to compare all their details, like which one has a higher Net Promoter Score and which one, how are they doing on their survey questions, if you're using survey questions, and what's the NPS breakdown. And so that's kind of a nice way to compare. But I can do more than that. I can also compare against labels. So if I'm using labels, I can actually compare against other labels. I can also compare against date ranges or against the brand as a whole. So if you're dealing with a single location business and you're not managing multiple locations, then you might want to compare different date ranges, like what promotion was I running at this particular time. So I could go in and say, well, compare against the date range for last month, because I know last month I was running some special or something like that, right? So now I can add that as a card, and it also shows up in this top chart. Now the top chart's really nice too, because I can order them by, right now they're ordered by NPS, but I can say, what about responses? Who's doing better in overall responses? Who's doing better in terms of promoters or detractors or survey questions? And so I can order them by all these different things. And it's really nice that it gives me ways to compare. If I wanted to get rid of one of these cards, I can just close it. And then my chart reflects that as well. So I can compare up to 6 different items. So I can compare, once again, either location, different locations or different labels. If I'm using labels to group locations like East region, West region, like that, or by the brand as a whole. The other cool thing is that I can save these in report templates. So here I can just name this report after I've configured it and save it for later use. I'll show you, I'm going to pull up, this is a date range report, December versus June versus April, that I created earlier. I can just pull that up, and that's going to load that report for me. Then I can go take a look at it. I can go all versus brand report and see that one as well. And it'll show me, okay, this is this location versus all the locations. And I get the cards and everything is saved. So it's kind of nice that I can go in and save these date ranges or comparisons at all. And the other nice thing is, right now, these are just for me, like they're my own saved templates. But if I want to share them with other users in the system, I can just mark them as a global template, and then other people can see them. Other people that have logins to your account can see them as well. Just like before, I can use special date ranges. I can do custom date ranges for this report, and I can save it as a PDF. So it's kind of nice. I can just quickly create a PDF file that has full fidelity and share that with somebody maybe that's outside of my company or just doesn't have a user login for the system. Great, so that's the Net Promoter Score report along with the comparison. I hope that you guys like what you see here. We worked really hard on this and pretty excited about it. I'd love to hear your feedback and give it a try. Thanks.